Circle of Illumination. Fade in, close on a cup of weak coffee in a styrofoam cup. A hand stirs in granules of sugar with a thin plastic straw. They are swept away into the whirlpool. Super, 2001. Interior, funeral home, basement, day. A young man in a black suit stands before an old coffee maker. The black of his pants doesn't quite match the black of his coat, but it doesn't matter because he's wearing navy socks. This is Simon Hubert, 19, pale, attractive, sad. There is a 90s boombox on the floor beside him.
Simon?
Adele Hubert, 50s, blonde, put together, plays nervously with her funeral pearls.
It's time for the private viewing.
She carefully places a hand on his back, like she's afraid he'll break.
I won't be viewing.
Simon's eyes remain fixed on the cup.
Not even privately.
Are you sure? I just don't want you to regret not seeing her.
Simon looks at his mother, his expression purposefully blank.
Okay, I'll tell them you're not ready just yet.
He turns back to his coffee. Interior, Cahill Funeral Home, continues. A large group of mourners sit in front of an open casket. Simon sits next to his mother on the end, the boombox still beside him. A large, red-nosed Catholic priest begins the service.
Rose Mary Murphy was a beautiful girl called back to God's kingdom too early. She was described by her friends and family as a loving and loyal daughter, a world traveler and lover of adventure, a real bon vivant.
The priest smiles, pleased with himself.
She attended St. Vincent Elementary School.
The priest's voice fades out as Simon hyper-focuses on a flower arrangement, a light fixture, and finally the large photo of his blue-eyed best friend, Rose Mary Murphy, age 20. The priest looks to Simon and nods. Simon stares at him blankly. The priest gestures to the podium. Adele places her hand on Simon's shoulder. Simon stands, grabs his boombox, and shuffles to the podium.
Hello, I'm Simon.
Simon looks out at the mourners, a full house. He adjusts the mic to make it higher, clears his throat, then adjusts it to make it lower.
The only people for me are the mad ones. The ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved. Desirous of everything at the same time. The ones who never yawn or say a commonplace thing, but burn, 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 like a fabulous yellow Roman candle exploding like spiders in the sky. And in the middle, you see the blue center light pop and everybody goes...
Audience stares, perplexed. Simon clears his throat.
Rosemary Murphy was a force of nature, a powder keg, a supernova. She cheated at poker, she loved music, she was a high Epicurean, she wasn't scared of anything except mushrooms. She hated mushrooms. She could quote every line of Braveheart, and usually did. She taught herself how to ride a bike by flinging herself down Castle Hill. No matter how many times she wiped out, she would drag her bike back up that hill and fling herself down it again. She followed her dream and moved to Europe, traveling through Spain, Scotland, and Ireland. She taught me, well, most things. She was a Cubs fan, even though they will never win a World Series. She was a brave heart. She was like the sun.
Simon starts to lose composure.
And when she shone on you, well, if you knew her, then you know. Rosie was a relentless seeker of truth and beauty. She would have hated this funeral. She never wanted a viewing. No offense, Mrs. Murphy. She thought it morbid. She wanted to be cremated. She said as much in my presence on at least 2 occasions dating back to 1997. She was my best friend.
Simon takes a deep breath, reaches in his jacket pocket, and pulls out a flask. He looks up, offers a cheers to the sky, and takes a large swig. He winces at the taste. Without missing a beat, he reaches in his pocket and pulls out a party popper and pops it. Confetti falls limply in front of the podium. Clothes on Adele's face in total shock. He lifts the boombox up to the podium, hits number 7. The song, Do You Realize by the Flaming Lips, begins to play, and we cut to title, Circle of Illumination. Interior, Adele's bauble day. Simon stares out the window through the rain at Hinsdale, an upper-middle-class Chicago suburb.
I don't even know what to say. I am absolutely dumbfounded. My God, Simon, I could hardly look Mary Ann in the eye after. And Father Aaron? Christ, what was even in that flask?
McClellan single malt scotch, aged 12 years.
For the first time, we see a tiny hint of a smile. He starts to draw something on the window.
Scotch. Oh, okay. I was worried it was vodka, or why not tequila or rum?
Rum?
Whatever. What's the difference?
Well, how much time do you have?
Oh, don't you do that. Not today. It's good to know you haven't lost your sense of humor.
Nope, just my best friend.
Adele takes a deep breath to collect herself.
Look, honey, I'm sorry. I really am. I know how close you two were, but I need to know. Do I need to be worried about you? I know you're grieving, but my God, Simon, the popper and that song, I mean, what on earth was that?
It's what she wanted.
Simon puts the finishing touches on his condensation drawing, A Rose. Flashback, super, 1997. Exterior, Lake Chautauqua, New York, day. A foot hits the end of the pier and launches. Rose Mary Murphy, 16, tucks into her best cannonball. Her wet brown curls illuminated by the sun. Splash. Her head pops up and we see her bright blue eyes.
Woo!
A 16-year-old Simon sits on the dock in his swim trunks, his pale shoulders already showing signs of sunburn. He squints his eyes.
8.7.
What?
Rosie splashes at Simon in protest.
That was fucking gorgeous.
You didn't get to full extension.
Come on, I cleared like 7 feet.
You lost points for artistic expression.
Rosie splashes Simon again.
Now you're wet, so you have to come in.
No, I'm good.
Pubes, get your pubes in here.
Rosie does a somersault in the water. When she emerges, she spits a mouthful of water in Simon's direction.
There are over 400 boats on this lake that each emit approximately 5 gallons of oil into that very water. Over 25 years, that's approximately 50,000 gallons of toxic chemicals you just gargled with.
Rosie, unaffected by this fact, swims over. She climbs up, and we see she is wearing a sports bra and underwear. She plops down next to Simon.
I know you can swim.
So do I. I just choose not to do so in a petri dish of pollutants. I know you own a bathing suit.
Rosie looks down at her sports bra. Simon gives her a face.
What? Bathing suits are essentially underwear anyway. In fact, they're probably more revealing.
Simon is unconvinced.
Whatever, dude. What's the difference?
Social acceptability, situational appropriateness, to say nothing of the quick-drying lycra.
This is why you're gonna be a great writer. You can say something in 10 words that only requires 1. Can you even answer a question in less than 2 syllables?
Negative.
Rosie smiles and shakes her head to remove water from her ear. A boat full of teens roars past.
Hey, Rosie!
Rosie stands to get a better view.
Hey, Richie!
Hey, Rosie!
Hey, Jenny May! What do you say?
Not too much. Who's with you?
Rosie grabs Simon, to hoist him up, and make him visible. Simon stands awkwardly.
It's the great Simon Hubert!
Hi, Hughes.
Simon waves reluctantly.
They can't see that.
Rosie grabs Simon's arm and waves it for him.
We're going to Webb's tomorrow to watch the fireworks.
Say again?
We're going to Webb's tomorrow to watch the fireworks!
Oh, we'll be there.
Awesome. See you, Rosie. Bye, Hughes.
The boat speeds away.
Jenny May, she's so pretty.
Rosie pokes Simon in his ribs.
You like her? You wanna kiss her? You wanna marry her?
Simon stares at her.
You're so mature.
Your mom's mature, but really, what do you think of her?
Her face is perfectly symmetrical. She has eyes like emeralds, and she smells of honeydew. Every male likes her, except Richie. He likes you. It's obvious.
Bah, he's not my type.
Simon grabs a bag of pork rinds out of a backpack and starts munching. Rosie pops one in her mouth.
What are pork rinds made of anyway?
Skin, deep-fried pigskin.
Rosie spits out her mouthful in the lake. Simon is unaffected.
And it's seasoned to perfection.
Simon eats another one.
Ah, that stuff will kill you.
We're all gonna die one day anyway.
I'll tell you what, when I die, I want a freaking party. Streamers, confetti, a little carouette maybe, and scotch. I want you to drink the best scotch.
Noted.
I don't want some sappy funeral, caskets and crucifixes and crap. That's morals. I want to be cremated, ashes to ashes,
Rosie stretches her arms behind her back as she considers her plan.
and play my favorite Flaming Lips song.
Simon stops chewing.
Duly noted. What if I die before you?
What? Nah, don't be an idiot.
With that, Rosie pushes Simon off the dock into the water. Pork rinds and all. Splash! Simon flails in the water.
Oh, come on. You can fake a drowning better than that. Think Titanic.
Simon continues to flail.
Simon? Simon? Oh, shit.
Rosie dives in and helps steer Simon's body toward the dock as he gasps for air. He pulls himself up, clearly upset.
Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry. I thought you were kidding.
Simon holds himself in a ball.
I'm sorry. I thought you were faking.
Does it look like I'm fucking faking? Don't ever do that again.
I won't. I swear. I swear to God.
End of flashback. Interior, Simon's bedroom, afternoon. Simon lays in his twin bed. A Bruce Springsteen poster hangs above him. We hear his mother on the phone in the background.
And then he pulls out a flask of all things and drinks it right there in front of the Murphys and Father Aaron. I'm telling you, John, I'm worried.
Adele tries to untangle the landline's insanely long cord.
Relax? How can I relax? His scholarship interview at Northwestern is in 2 weeks, and his submission is due. If he doesn't get this scholarship, who's going to pay for his tuition? Huh? A nag. Oh yeah, a mother worried about her son's tuition. I'm a real battle axe. Go to hell.
Adele slams the phone on the receiver, stares at it, and then picks it up to slam it again for good measure. Simon gets up slowly, shuts the door and lies back down. He grabs a baseball and throws it in the air. Catch, throw, catch. His face slowly starts to change. He's starting to get angry. He whips the ball into the corner. He grabs his face and weeps. Just then, we hear a ding. Simon wipes his tears and walks over to his 90s desktop computer. We see his email inbox. He has a new one. It's from Rose Mary Murphy. Help, I've been buried alive. JK, read me.
Cubes, if you're reading this, and duh, you must be, then my time on this earthly plane has expired. This also means you're probably sad as shit, because I know I would be if you were gone. Don't worry, I fully intend on haunting you. And I cannot live, or die for that matter, with the thought of you rotting in your depression. Especially in your mother's house. God. Hi Adele, big kiss. I just won't have it, Hughes. Speaking of mothers, I'm gonna need you to look after mine. I know there's a warrior spirit inside you, so I have a few last wishes. And you have to comply because, well, obvious reasons. Go see my mom. She has your next steps. You, my friend, are about to embark on a great adventure. And don't freak out about these messages. I promise, I am muy muerto. The source shall reveal itself over time. Just you focus on your mission. Love always, Rosie.
Interior, Simon's kitchen, evening. Adele sits at the kitchen table, smoking a cigarette, pounding on an old school calculator. President Bill Clinton is on the TV in the background.
Can I borrow the car?
Where are you going?
I have to go see Mrs. Murphy about something.
Now? What for?
Can I borrow the car?
Do you want me to go with you?
Nope, I won't be long.
Keys are in my purse.
Exterior, Murphy house, dusk. The sun is setting on a quaint street in suburbia. Simon stands at the end of a cobblestone walkway that leads up to the Murphy's house.
Oh, Rosie, you pain in the ass.
He pushes the doorbell. We hear elaborate chimes. No answer. He pushes it again. Simon walks around the house and we see Mary Ann Murphy, early 60s, half drunk, glass of wine in hand, power washing the very clean driveway.
Mrs. Murphy?
Mary Ann doesn't hear Simon and decides to start power washing the side of the house.
Mary Ann?
She turns, sees Simon, and lets the power washer fall out of her hand. Zombie-like, she walks past him.
Simon, I've been expecting you.
Mrs. Rose.
You made a mockery of my daughter's funeral.
Mrs. Rose,
You had no choice, I know.
She opens the back door to the house. Interior, Murphy house. She turns and walks down the hallway, leaving Simon in the open doorway.
Want a drink?
Simon steps gingerly into the house, lightly shutting the door. He wipes his shoes thoroughly on the mat and takes them off. Interior, hallway. Simon walks past rows of family photos. We see Rosie holding a trophy with her soccer team. Simon stops at a photo of him and Rosie, wearing paper caps at their kindergarten graduation. Simon is scowling, and Rose is grinning from ear to ear. Interior, Murphy's kitchen. Simon stands near the kitchen island, unsure of what to do with his hands.
Go ahead, sit down.
The framed picture of Rosie from the funeral sits on the counter. She's somewhere in Ireland. It dawns on him that that is the only way he will ever see her again, in a photo.
Simon, drink.
Mrs. Murphy pours herself a glass of white wine, a big one.
I'm okay, thanks.
She grabs a beer out of the fridge, pops it open, and sets it in front of him. He takes a sip and places it down. Foam rises up in the neck, and he quickly takes another sip. Mrs. Murphy finds this slightly amusing.
Oh, Simon, you were so good for Rosie, such a good kid.
I'm not so sure about that.
He wipes a bit of foam off his mouth.
You know, when Rosie left for Europe last summer, I felt something change.
She gets caught in a stare.
Like it was the end of something?
She shakes off the gaze and takes a sip.
Anyway, she always did have to have the last word.
Another sip.
You don't have to, you know. I mean, it's so crazy, it's so her.
She drains the glass in one last gulp and pours another.
Mrs. Murphy, I'm not exactly sure why I'm here.
She grabs a manila envelope off the counter and tosses it in front of him. A paper airplane ticket slips halfway out. Simon looks confused.
Go ahead, open it.
Simon carefully opens the folder to reveal a printed email from Rosie, addressed to her mother, traveler's checks, and a plane ticket with Simon's name. Close on Simon's face in shock.
Spain? I don't get it. She wants me to go to Spain? Why?
And Scotland and Ireland.
What?
She's a real piece of work.
But I don't understand.
Mrs. Murphy leaves the room and walks back with a decorative urn. She places it in front of Simon.
That's not...
Yep. She won't even let me have those. I mean, I get a portion. The rest goes with you. That's what she wanted.
Me?
It's all there in the email, her instructions.
Instructions?
Yep. Rosie wants you to go to Europe and sprinkle her ashes. I mean, I assume that's what all this is.
Me? Go to Europe?
I can't imagine who is sending these emails for her, but just wait until I get my hands on them all. Oh.
You got one too?
Mrs. Murphy shakes her head.
She must have put a lot of time and thought into planning this. She made it very clear that we use her college money.
They both sit staring at the envelope. Mrs. Murphy takes a sip of wine. She begins to laugh, softly at first and then hysterically. Simon doesn't know what to do.
My baby, my sweet baby.
The laughter turns to a kind of whimpering. Simon scoots his chair next to her. He puts his arm around her and she leans her head on his shoulder. They both stare at the urn.
Are you gonna be okay?
Are you?
Probably not.
Simon nods in agreement. Exterior, Murphy House, evening. Simon stands at the cobblestone pathway holding the envelope and the urn of ashes. He looks up at the moon. Interior, Volvo, evening. Simon looks over. The urn is seat belted into his back seat. Interior, Simon's kitchen, evening. Adele stares at the contents of the folder, mouth agape. Simon sits, biting his thumbnail.
No, absolutely not. This is preposterous. I can't believe Marianne would allow this.
She has to allow it. These were her last wishes.
I'm calling Marianne.
Don't leave her.
Well, I am sorry. I am sorry that Rosie is gone, but she simply cannot ask this of you, even from the grave.
Simon is silent. Adele sees she is making headway.
Marianne is out of her mind with grief. She lost her daughter, and now she wants to send mine away.
Mom, enough. It's not Marianne, it's Rosie. She's just doing what Rosie wanted.
Simon starts chewing on his thumb. Adele composes herself and tries another tactic.
Even if you wanted to, your interview is on the 9th. You will never be able to do all this and get back in time. My God, this is 3 countries, and you've never traveled alone before. Have you even worked on your submission for Dr. Spitznagel?
Kind of.
Really? When?
At the hospital.
Honey, you can't do this, and it's okay. It doesn't make you any less of a good friend.
Interior, Simon's car, next morning. The urn is seat belted in the back seat. Exterior, Murphy House, day. Simon rings the doorbell. Nothing. He knocks. He rings again. He starts pounding as hard as he can.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can I help you, son?
I'm sorry, I'm looking for Marianne.
And you are?
Simon, I need to talk to her.
You're Rosemary's friend. They gave the eulogy. She's gone. She went to their lake house for a few weeks.
Simon looks sick. He turns back and walks to his car.
God damn it.
Interior, Simon's car, day. The urn is seat belted in the front seat. Interior, Simon's bedroom, night. Simon stares at the urn on his dresser. He pops up and jumps on his computer. He opens the envelope and starts clicking and taking notes. Interior, sporting goods store, night. Close on mounds of travel gear. The cashier, a nerdy teenager, scans each item. The screen reads $237.89. Simon opens an envelope of cash and hands him 3 crisp $100 bills.
So, you're like a serious traveler. Where are you headed?
Spain, Madrid.
Cool. I've never been to Europe.
Me neither.
Simon walks through the parking lot hauling gear in large bags. A girl walks by and pauses to get a better look at him. He is trying unsuccessfully to juggle the bags and get the car keys out of his back pocket. She waits to see if he succeeds before interrupting.
Ah, shit.
He drops another bag. She runs over to help him.
Hughes? Simon?
Jane, hi.
He fumbles nervously with his bags.
How are you doing?
She helps him load his items back into his bag.
Oh, I'm doing, how are you?
Home from break.
Right, Vassar?
Vanderbilt. What about you? Park Forest, wasn't it?
It was. I'm on sabbatical.
What's this?
It's a money belt to keep your valuables safe.
Whoa. Where are you going?
Europe.
That's awesome. For how long?
Not really sure. Maybe 2 weeks before I start at Northwestern.
Wow.
She's impressed and he likes it.
That's amazing. Are you traveling alone?
Yeah, you know, I just kind of have to.
That's really cool. Have an amazing time. And I was really sad to hear about Rosie. I know you guys were a thing.
Simon looks annoyed.
We weren't a thing. We were friends. We were best friends.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was stupid. I guess I just assumed because I saw you together so often.
No, it's not stupid.
Again, I'm really sorry for your loss.
They stare at each other for a moment.
Well, I'm off. Safe travels. I'd love to hear about it, when you finally make your way back to the States.
I'll give you a ring when I'm stateside.
Exterior, Northwestern University day. Simon sits on the steps, frantically making edits to his paper. He looks at his watch, then runs into the building. Interior, Dr. Spitznagel's office, day. Simon sits across a large mahogany desk from Dr. Spitznagel, late 60s. Looks like his name sounds. Dr. Spitznagel leafs through Simon's submission.
Mr. Hubert, I needn't remind you that your submission is just as much a reflection of me as it is you. I chose you from a sample of hundreds of candidates because at the time I felt your work to be the most deserving of this scholarship. I am no longer certain that is the case.
I apologize, Dr. Spitznagel. I have everything in order to finish by the deadline. I just got derailed by some unforeseen circumstances.
Oh?
Dr. Spitznagel continues to leaf through his paper.
I had a death in the family.
Oh, that's a shame.
Simon nods as if to acknowledge the modicum of compassion.
That your bibliography is incomplete as well.
Simon deflates.
I'll get it done. You have my word.
I'm not interested in your word, Mr. Hubert. I'm interested in your paper.
I understand. Thank you.
The panel interview is 2 weeks from today. I expect a rough draft before then.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Interior, Simon's car, day. Simon sits in the parking lot. He screams until he exhausts himself. His head falls onto the steering wheel. Honk. Interior, Simon's room, day. Simon waits patiently while his printer painstakingly prints line by line of his paper. Then, he pops out a floppy disk from his disk drive and slides into an overpacked backpack.
Do you have your passport?
Affirmative?
Allergy pills?
Check.
Do you have everything you need for your submission?
Yes.
I still don't understand how you plan to do all of this while traveling and finish in time for your interview.
I have approximately 26 hours in air and train travel. It should be enough to finish.
Should.
I'll finish it.
It's just that this scholarship is so important. I can't afford the tuition if you don't... Not with your father gone. Have you heard from him?
Adele's voice goes up at the end, like she's been waiting to ask this question for the whole ride.
I did.
This is certainly not enough information for Adele.
He told me to be safe and call him when I get there.
I heard they're engaged. Have they set a date?
Not sure.
A venue?
Chuck E. Cheese, I think, age appropriate.
They share a smile as she pulls into the airport. Adele puts the car in park.
Honey, we can still turn right back around and go home and order pizza and reassess everything in a few weeks. I'll talk to Marianne and we'll figure out a way to honor her that isn't so risky.
Simon is stoic.
You can always turn around and come back.
Simon presses his lips together. Bang, bang, bang. A parking guard. Female African-American pounds her fist on Adele's window.
Let's move, man. This is a tow zone. Kiss your boyfriend goodbye and best be on your way.
Adele is appalled.
Boyfriend, that's my son.
That's your business, ma'am. This is a tow zone here. This is my business. And you got 5 seconds to get out of my business.
Simon quickly kisses Adele, who is still recovering from the exchange.
I love you. I'll call you. I'll write my submission. Don't worry.
Adele pulls away. The security guard waves at her in her rear view. Interior, airport security line, day. Simon moves smoothly through pre-9/11 security at O'Hare International Airport. He looks at the flags of the world, thumbs tucked into the straps of his brand new backpack. Interior, airplane, day. Simon moves down the aisle of the full plane, compulsively glancing down at his seat number.
16B, 16B.
He shoves his backpack into the overhead compartment and sits in the middle seat next to an elderly woman, Mary Walsdorf, 70s, in her perfectly set perm and best airplane outfit, sits in the aisle seat.
This is me.
You know, if they close that door before someone takes that seat, we'll have this whole row to ourselves.
Is that right?
Well, sure.
Mary watches as he fumbles with his seatbelt.
Don't fly much.
Don't fly at all.
You don't say first flight.
No, first international flight, though.
Well, lucky me. I get to take your first international flight with you. I'm Mary Walsdorf Jennings.
She offers her hand. He shakes it gently.
Simon Hubert.
Glad to meet you, Simon Hubert. You are under no obligation to talk to me during this flight. I just always like to introduce myself. Coming or going?
I'm going to Madrid. You?
Frankfurt, to see my daughter and my newest grandbaby. Madrid is my layover.
Estimated travel time to Barajas International Airport, 9 hours and 36 minutes.
That's a long flight.
Oh, it's not so bad. Can you sleep on planes?
Probably not.
Cut to Simon snoring lightly on Mary's shoulder. Flashback. Exterior. Chautauqua Lake. Dusk. Rosie and Simon walk down the dock towards Webb's restaurant. The dock is decked out in all of its star-spangled glory.
Stop for a sec.
Rosie digs into her bag and pulls out a water bottle and takes a swig.
What, pray tell, is that?
She hands it to him.
Licorice courage. And don't say pray tell tonight.
Simon takes a little sip and winces.
Ugh, it's disgusting.
It's sambuca.
She nods for him to drink more.
There will be dancing.
Simon drinks more.
Good man. Now, let's have a look at you.
She grabs his shoulders and looks at him head on. She ruffles his hair and pops his collar.
You're so handsome.
They almost have a moment and then pop! A loud-ass firework explodes.
Jesus! Only someone with a teeny tiny willy would need to shoot off something so damn loud.
She turns back to Simon.
Everybody is up here this weekend, and all these girls are gonna be looking for someone to snuggle up to during the fireworks and hook up with after, so don't hover. And smile, for the love of God.
Simon forces a smile. It looks ridiculous.
Oh boy.
Rosie drains the water bottle. Simon puts his collar down. Interior, Webb's restaurant, night. A DJ plays the hits of the 90s while groups of teenagers gather, talk, and dance. A slow song plays. The dance floor clears out. Richie heads straight for Rosie.
You want to dance?
Why the hell not?
Simon stands like a wallflower. Jane walks up to him.
Hey,
Hey.
so did you guys pregame?
Like pre-party? Yeah, totally. We drank Sambuca.
Nice.
Like a ton of it. Almost a liter of that good old licorice courage.
Jane laughs.
You?
We had a few beers at Richie's, on Richie's boat. Oh, I love this song.
Truly Madly Deeply by Australian pop duo Savage Garden.
Jane laughs again.
I guess, yeah. Do you like it?
Oh, yeah, it's a great song.
They stand awkwardly.
Well, do you want to dance?
Oh, yeah, yes, of course.
Jane leads him out to the dance floor. Rosie dances with her partner, looking bored. She sees Simon and Jane. Simon is talking and Jane is throwing her head back in an exaggerated laughter.
It's a speedboat.
Rosie snaps back into a conversation she had clearly tuned out of.
I'm sorry, what?
We traded in the pontoon for a speedboat. I'm gonna get my license, and we can all go for a ride.
Oh, right. Sweet.
Rosie swings her neck around looking for Simon. Cut to.
You're kind of shy, huh?
I don't know, I guess.
At soccer, Rosie's always telling all the girls how cool you are and how smart you are.
She's a good friend.
So why don't you ever, talk to me at school?
Why don't I talk to you? Maybe because you're painfully pretty and it short circuits the motherboard in my brain and I forget how to use words.
With that, Jane leans in for a kiss. In the background, we see Rosie watching with an expression of total heartbreak. Exterior, Webb's restaurant. Night. The party is over. A herd of teens stand around. Simon and Janie stand close together.
I have beer at my house. Who's in?
The majority cheers.
Sure.
Simon is clearly buzzed off the Zambuca and drunk off the kiss. Jane leans into him. Rosie turns around and walks out. Exterior, dock, night. Simon runs after her.
Hey, wait, where are you going?
Home.
What? Why? Don't you want to go to Richie's?
Not even a little.
Rosie picks up the pace.
Wait, I don't understand. What happened?
Simon catches up to her and grabs her arm. She turns around and shoots him a "don't you even try" look.
Fine, okay. You want me to go with you?
Not even a little.
She takes off. Simon is left on the dock, alone and confused in the moonlight. Interior, Murphy family beach house. Rosie's room, night. A sad 90s song plays on a boombox. Rosie opens a journal and pulls out a photograph. She stares at it with longing. She wipes a tear from her face. The photo is of her and Jane. End of flashback. Interior, plane, later. The flight attendants serve breakfast. Bright morning light streams directly onto Simon's face. Simon comes to.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Between you and Don Quixote over there, it was like a symphony of snores. I'm used to it.
How long have I been out?
Hard to say. I think you went down somewhere over the 88th parallel.
Simon pulls out his paper and starts editing.
Well, what you working on?
It's a paper, like a thesis.
What's it about?
I'm comparing the lives of famous writers.
Are you a writer?
I'm trying.
Trying. Do you write?
Yeah.
Then you are a writer. Why doubt yourself?
I've just never really published anything and I'm not sure if I'm any good.
Pish posh. I see. Therefore, I am a singer. Being good has nothing to do with it.
The plane experiences some turbulence.
Oh, that was a big one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing some turbulence. Please buckle your safety belts.
Simon nervously tightens his belt. He starts to sweat.
Son, are you okay? It's just a little turbulence. It'll pass.
Simon starts blinking hard. The cabin rattles. Simon is having a hard time catching his breath. He unbuckles his safety belt and dashes to the bathroom.
Sir, please return to your seat. Sir!
Interior, plane restroom, continuous. Simon locks himself in the bathroom and splashes water on his face. He's having a full-blown panic attack.
What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing?
Excuse me, sir. Are you alright in there?
I'm fine. I'm just a little sick.
Interior, plain day. Mary carefully unbuckles her belt. Her fragile body slowly makes its way up the aisle to the bathroom. Simon tries to catch his breath when he hears,
Smile and the world smiles at you. Laugh and the world laughs with you.
Mary has a good voice.
I'm okay, Mary.
Simon is not okay.
Don't talk, just listen. Take a deep breath. In through your nose.
Simon complies. It's not working.
Do me a favor, Simon. I need you to sing with me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Sing with me, Simon. Focus on the song.
He joins in.
What so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Simon is visibly less panicked.
O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Now the entire front half of the plane joins in.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Simon's panic turns to laughter.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Simon opens the door to Mary's sweet, smiling face.
Feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
Play ball! Now, how about you come and have some breakfast with me? Keep this little old lady company.
Simon and Mary walk back to their seats. The whole plane starts clapping. Mary bows graciously, no stranger to applause. Interior, plane, later. A more relaxed Simon sits next to Mary.
Here, I ordered you a cup of tea. You drink tea?
Yes, thank you so much.
Simon glances out the window.
That's a whole lot of ocean down there.
Sure is. Cream?
Yes, thanks.
As Mary hands the cream, her sleeve creeps up to reveal a tattoo on her forearm. Numbers. Simon stares. She notices.
They have a procedure now, to remove them. Doctor said it would leave a scar, and I said, why would I want to replace one scar with another one?
Mary, I don't know what to, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. I don't pity myself, and you shouldn't either. I've never had a life where I didn't go to the camp, so I don't know anything different.
God, I can't imagine.
Mary shrugs.
In many ways, I was blessed.
Simon raises his eyebrows.
I was young. I had my father and brother with me. I could sing, so I got special treatment. God sent me to the camps, but he also blessed me with everything I needed to survive them.
What if what if you're unsure about God?
I suppose everyone's faith is a matter of choice. My father used to say, imagine God like the top of a large mountain. Some of us might climb or walk, some of us might run or fall. At the end of the day, we'll all make it to the top one way or another. It just depends how we choose to get there.
I like that. Your father sounds like a wise man.
He was. He died in Bergen-Belsen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Aren't you... Weren't you angry?
Sure. The guards used to take me to sing for them, and good thing for me, I knew a lot of songs. They would also feed me, so I would steal a bit of food in my mouth and not chew it, and bring it back for my father and brother. And when I brought back this little morsel of food, no bigger than a quarter, I watched my father and brother tell each other they were not hungry, so the other one would eat it when they were both starving. That's true love.
Did your brother...
He survived. He had a good life. Ups and downs, but a good life. We both did. You see, if not for the camps, I would never have come to the United States, where I met the love of my life and had 3 beautiful children. I traveled the world. The deep sorrow that was carved into me all those years ago gave me so much room for happiness and love. If I had stayed angry, if I had closed up, where would I be today? Not here on this plane talking to you.
Prepare for landing.
Can I walk you to your next gate?
I'll be okay. You get started on your adventure.
Simon slips over a piece of paper.
Can I get your address? Maybe we can be pen pals.
How about I give you my Yahoo account?
Simon is surprised.
I'm a modern woman. I keep up with these things.
Of course you do.
Interior, Barajas Airport, day. Simon waits at the gate with Mary.
I'll be looking forward to hearing about your trip. Remember, deep breaths.
They hug.
Thank you so much, Mary.
A driver with a wheelchair holds up a sign. Mary Walsdorf Jennings.
That's my ride.
Mary gets into the wheelchair. Simon contemplates the sign.
Mary Jennings. My mother used to listen to an album by Mary Jennings. I remember the album cover on the mantle. A lady sitting on a piano in a yellow dress.
Mary smiles.
Oh, I love that dress. Have a good trip, Simon. And always remember to smile, and the world smiles back.
Simon smiles to himself and watches Mary wheel away until she is out of sight. Montage. Simon walks through the Barajas airport. People openly smoke and drink small glasses of beer. Simon stands on the escalator, staring at a map, as two Spaniards have a hardcore makeout right next to him. Simon rides on the metro. A street performer walks in and plays the accordion. He pulls out a printed email from Rosie.
All right, Hoops, darling. Your first stop on the Sprinkle Me Ashes European tour is beautiful Madrid, Spain. The people are amazing. Get a room at the Flying Monkey Hostel and await further instructions. Having fun yet?
Exterior, Plaza de Checo Metro Tunnel. Day. Simon emerges from the metro tunnel to an old plaza bathed in sunlight. He squints his eyes to adjust to the sun. Exterior, Flying Monkey Hostel, Madrid, day. The hostel is funky and colorful. There is no one at the front desk. Simon rings the bell. Nothing. He takes in his surroundings. One of the walls has signatures and messages scribbled in a dozen languages.
Can I help you?
Simon turns to see Dayonare, early 20s, ethnically ambiguous, dressed in a flowing robe.
Yes, I'm Simon. I reserved a room.
Dayonare runs her henna-covered hand down the guest book.
Hubert, Simon Hubert.
Simon Hubert from the States?
That is correct. I have a reservation.
Mierda.
Excuse me?
She said you might be coming here, but I didn't know if I believed it.
Let me guess.
La Rosa. I got an email from her a few months ago, asking if I'm still working here, and if I'd keep an eye out for you. And here you are. Does this mean she...
She passed, yeah.
Dayonare makes prayer hands and mouths something like a prayer to herself. This goes on longer than necessary. She gives a slight bow in Simon's direction.
Did she mention that she was ill?
She did. It's hard to believe that the life force is no longer on this planet, you know?
Yeah, I do. So, my reservation?
Right. Well, there's nothing here with your name on it, so you don't exist.
I'm sorry?
Don't worry. None of us do. Not really.
Simon is confused.
But you do have a room. Come on. I'll take you to it, Simon Hubert.
Interior, hostel hallway, day. As they walk through the hostel, they pass open doors displaying all walks of life. A pair of Nordics playing cards, an older guy reading a book, a Brazilian girl playing the guitar, etc.
This is it.
Dayonare gestures to a double room currently occupied by Pablo, early 20s, Mohawk. He sits rolling a cigarette on one of the single beds.
I'm sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I booked a private room on the website.
Oh, well, we're all just little spiders caught in a world wide web.
Do I have a private room?
Sorry, mate, no privates available. This is your bed.
Simon is agitated.
Like I said, this is your room if you want it. Don't sweat it, mate. You'll make do. Pablo is awesome.
Pablo jumps up and extends his hand.
Pablo Eduardo said the third. Pleased to meet you.
Simon Hubert.
Pablo doesn't let go of his hand.
The first.
Very good. Great to meet you, roommate.
Pablo goes back to rolling his cigarette.
I'm clean and respectful. Oh, and I snore. But only when I'm drunk.
Pablo licks the cigarette.
So I snore. But that is my only bad habit.
Pablo lights his cigarette. Simon looks at Dayonare.
Welcome to the monkey, mate.
Dayonare exits. Simon unpacks his clothes are meticulously folded in plastic bags. He pulls out his submission.
Want to go get some beer and talk to girls in the plaza?
No thanks, I have work to do.
Pablo shrugs and leaves. Interior, Flying Monkey Hostel lobby, day. Dayonare sits at the front desk.
Is there an internet cafe nearby?
See, but it's closed for siesta until 5 o'clock.
Yes, great. Can I use your computer?
Simon, Dayonare wait for the dial-up internet to connect. He checks his inbox. Nothing.
I'll keep an eye out for your important something.
Which way is the post office?
It's a bank holiday, everything's closed. Why don't you go explore Madrid?
I'm not here to explore.
Why are you here?
I have to do something for Rosie.
What?
I don't know yet. I'll be in my room.
Simon leaves and goes back to his room. Interior, Simon's hostel room, day. Simon is laser focused on his paper. Dayonare appears in the doorway.
You're already home?
What?
You're home already. This trip, it's already over for you. You're not here. You're not now. You're then, in the future. You're at home. You're worrying about something else.
If you mean that I'm goal-oriented, I have to be. I only have 7 days to...
This is what I'm talking about. You're living in the future that hasn't even happened yet.
So what am I supposed to do?
Be here. Be now.
I kind of need a concrete example.
Come to the park with Pablo and I had a gift for you.
Dayonare walks away, then pops her head back in.
Leave the homework at home.
Exterior, Retiro Park, day. It's the perfect summer day. Simon, Dayonare, and Pablo sit on the grass drinking beers and eating snacks.
This chocolate tastes funny, like maybe it's gone off.
Oh no, it's definitely going on. Just eat it.
Simon forces down a few more bites. Dayonare has already finished her handful.
This is good, man. High quality.
Dayonare and Pablo share a giggle.
What's so funny?
Just relax, man. This will kick in like 30 minutes.
Kick in?
The mushrooms.
Simon looks to Dayonare.
They're boomers, mate. 100% natural.
You fed me chocolate laced with psychedelic mushrooms.
They'll help you chill.
I don't need to chill. I need to go back and finish my paper.
Dayonare and Pablo grab him and pull him back down.
We'll take care of you, I promise. Just relax.
Simon lays on his back and stares up at the blue sky. Flashback. Interior, Rosie's bedroom, day. Music posters cover the walls. Oasis, Alanis Morissette, Tori Amos, The Flaming Lips. Simon and Rosie sit on the floor. Rosie takes a huge pull off of a pipe and then begins coughing.
Holy fucking Christ.
So we go to the emergency room before it kicks in or after?
Here.
Rosie hands Simon the pipe.
You know this kills like thousands of brain cells.
Yeah, but it expands your mind.
Simon takes a hit and spits the smoke out.
Come on, man. It's not a cigar.
Right, I smoke so many cigars I can see how the behavior would be easily transferable.
Rosie takes another hit.
You need to...
Rosie blows perfect smoke rings, followed by an exhale.
Loosen up.
Simon takes the pipe from him.
Simon,
Yeah?
remind me to tell you something in 10 years.
What?
Remind me to tell you something in 10 years.
You're weird.
You're high.
Simon proceeds to take the biggest hit yet. Rosie laughs hysterically. Her laughter fades into a stoned montage. Cut to Rosie and Simon staring at a magic eye book and freaking out.
I have an idea.
Exterior, tasty freeze ice cream. Day. Rosie is carving her soft serve with her tongue. Simon enjoys a vanilla cone.
I'm in heaven.
Yeah. Close your eyes.
Rosie dips a French fry into her swirl and places it up to Simon's lips. Simon is cautious at first, then eats it, savoring every turn in his mouth.
Yeah.
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 Hell yeah.
End of flashback. Exterior, Retiro Park, day. Simon starts hearing the individual beats of each drum. Dayonare is putting eyeshadow on him. Simon opens his eyes to see Pablo's face, equally bedazzled.
There, you're beautiful.
I am?
You are.
She kisses his lips in a way that is less romantic and more of a gift.
What about me? Am I so beautiful?
They look up to see Pablo wearing his shirt on his head and pretending to smoke a cigarette with his belly button. They all laugh hysterically. Dayonare pulls out a disposable camera.
I'll take it.
No, you have to be in it.
Maybe I can take it of all of us.
Pablo makes a half attempt at a selfie.
Oh, you can take a picture of yourself? That's ridiculous.
You're right. Excuse me, sir. Can you take our photo?
A passerby takes the photo of the three friends. They hear the sound of drums.
Ooh, here it comes, here it comes.
Dayonare starts swaying her hips. The three dance to the large drum circle. Dayonare starts howling at the sky. Pablo and Simon join in. A large group of tourists walk by and all whip out their cameras to take photos of the tripping trio. Exterior, Retiro Park, dusk. The three new friends sit beside a little lake, coming down off of the mushrooms.
So she just wants to be scattered anywhere?
I don't know exactly. She told me to wait for instructions, but I'm on a really tight schedule, so I need to scatter them tomorrow so I can make my flight, and I have no idea what she wants me to do.
Actually, I know what she wants you to do.
Simon raises an eyebrow.
I have a confession.
You know something she told you?
She did. Dust in the wind.
Poetic, that one.
So what, I scatter her in like a light breeze or something?
Actually, she had a little something bigger in mind.
Interior, small airplane, day. Simon and Dayonare are in matching flight suits. Simon is strapped to a 200-pound Swede. Propellers spin loudly. Simon holds his chest like he's about to have a heart attack.
I can't do this. I cannot do this.
You ready, mate?
What was your name again?
The guide's response is inaudible.
Ben?
Sven,
Oh, Sven. How many times have you done this?
107.
107 successful jumps. So, statistically, one could posit that you are, in fact, due for a bad jump. Great. Awesome.
What was that, mate?
I think we're going to be dying on top of each other today.
Dayonare grabs him by the face.
Look at me. Look at me. What are you afraid of?
Oh, I don't know. 5 G's of force exploding my limbs on impact. Crash landing. Getting stuck in a tree or a telephone pole. Landing in the water and drowning. Random biological arousal by the 6'3" Viking strapped to my ass.
Simon!
She grabs the sides of his face. He clenches his jaw.
I'm scared.
Good. Be scared. And do it anyway.
Fuck!
Good. Get it out.
Simon lets out a yell. Dayonare joins him. They scream in unison until they run out of air. The guides wait patiently, like it's all part of the job.
Here we go.
Sven steps Simon to the open door like a rag doll. Dayonare reassures him with her eyes. Sven and Simon straddle the open door.
1, 2.
Wait. Okay, is it 1, 2, 3 jump, or is it 1, 2, and jump on 3?
Jump on 3.
Wait, 1, 2, jump on 3, or 3 then jump?
1,
Simon braces.
2.
On 2, they go hurling out the side of the plane. Simon digs into his top pocket and pulls out a little film canister of ashes. He lets them go. Just then, Sven pulls the ripcord and they go flying back up into the sky. Exterior, field, day. Sven walks away in the distance, parachute in tow. Simon lays in the grass, euphoric, staring up at puffy clouds. Flashback. Interior, Rosie's dorm room. The phone rings in an empty dorm room. The answering machine picks up.
What's up? You've reached Rosie and Jen. Leave a message after the bada beep.
Rosie, it's Simon. I need you.
Rosie walks in and dives on the bed to reach the phone.
Hey, I'm here. What's wrong? Okay, slow down. Cubes, I need you to breathe and tell me what's wrong. Where are you? Okay, where is that on campus? Where? I'm coming. Stay put, I'm coming.
Exterior, Park Forest College Health Center, day. Rosie's car screeches into the parking lot. She parks diagonally in a handicapped spot and sprints into the building. The waiting room is empty. Rosie rings the bells incessantly. The nurse practitioner, 60s, walks out in a white coat.
Hi, I'm Diane. I'm the nurse practitioner.
Hi, Rosie Murphy looking for Simon Schubert. Is he here? Is he okay?
He's here. He's okay. He's sleeping now. I'm going to keep him for a few more hours.
What's wrong? Well, what happened?
I can't be 100% certain until I know what he's on.
On what?
The pills or medication he's been taking.
Well, he doesn't take any medication. I mean, an allergy pill. He's allergic to cats, severely allergic. Is this from cats?
No, it's not. I'm afraid I'm talking about amphetamines.
Amphetamines? Like speed? Cubes? Oh, never.
We see this a lot on campus. He came in with racing heart, said he had taken something. It would help to know what kind of pills he's been taking.
He's okay now, right?
Yes, he's sleeping.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Exterior, parking lot, day. Rosie screeches out of the parking lot. Exterior, dorm room, day. Rose bangs on the door. A tall, skinny stoner opens the door. A cloud of marijuana smokes hangs in the air.
Is this Simon Hubert's room?
Had the guy that lived with Calvin? Nerd.
The nerd. What are you, fucking 12? Who's Calvin?
He lives here with Simon. He ain't here though. He's getting cigarettes. You here to score?
Rosie storms past the stoners in the front room to the back bedroom. She starts rifling through Simon's desk and finds a pill bottle. She dumps it out, and 3 kinds of pills fall out. Just then, Calvin, sleazy country club vibe, walks in.
You're trespassing.
He's slow and stoned, and Rosie is not having it.
What are these?
None of my business. You'd have to ask him.
Rosie walks over to him and gets in his face.
Oh, I think pills are your business, Calvin.
Rosie grabs a statue off the desk and holds it up like she might hit him with it.
Now tell me what the fuck each of these are before I call campus security, because I think they'd be interested in your little pharmaceutical business.
Okay, damn. Calm down. He takes some Adderall to work and study, and he couldn't afford it anymore, so I told him he could supplement with Yellow Jackets or Xandrine.
What the hell are those?
Caffeine pills, mostly.
Is that all?
Yeah, shit. Chill.
Rosie looks at the statue in her hand.
What the hell is this?
An astrolabe. It's very expensive.
Rosie drops it on the floor. It breaks.
Expensive? Oh, hell no, bitch. You better pay for that.
Rosie walks to the door.
Yeah, call security on me.
Interior, health center night. Simon is sitting up in the hospital bed, looking thin and pale. Rosie walks in.
Hey, man.
I'm sorry I had to come all the way down here.
It's okay. What the fuck's going on with you?
Simon blinks back tears.
My dad stopped helping with tuition. I took a job delivering pizzas on top of my campus job, and between my classes and 2 jobs, I didn't have time to get my work done, so Calvin helped me with Adderall, and it helped until it didn't.
Calvin's a sketchy, slimy bastard.
Yeah, he is. I was on my way to work, and I felt like I was having a heart attack, so I came here.
That was smart.
I can't believe how stupid this is.
Simon, don't beat yourself up.
I'm so fucking stupid.
Diane walks in with a clipboard.
I just got off the phone with your mother. I told her everything like we discussed. You need a break, son, and a lot of rest.
Okay, can I take him home now?
Yes. Call if you have any questions.
Interior, Rosie's car. Rosie drives as Simon sleeps, curled up in the seat next to her. Interior, Simon's house, living room, evening. Simon and Rosie sit in front of the TV under a pile of blankets. Fast food wrappers and Blockbuster video cases cover the coffee table in front of them. They've been there for a while. They're watching The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh God, oh no. He's not gonna swim the shit river. Oh no, he's not. Oh my God, I can't watch.
Yeah, he is. Awesome.
Simon offers Rosie a fry. His eyes still glued to the screen. She pushes it back to him, disgusted.
This is so gross.
Yeah, it is. Awesome.
Interior, Simon's house, living room, later.
When do you have to get back to school?
Tomorrow. I can stay tomorrow night if you help me with my Emily Dickinson paper.
Hope springs eternal.
What?
Forget it. Yes, I will help you. Thank you for coming to get me and staying here all weekend.
So now what?
My mom wants me to stay home this semester like a loser.
You are not a loser. You're too hard on yourself. This will be good for you. You didn't like that weird-ass school anyway.
I hate that school. It's the only thing worse than staying here for a semester would be going back. It sucks so bad.
Don't beat yourself up. That place sucked and it wasn't for you. You're in the middle of your great escape like Andy Dufresne.
Rosie pats his back.
You just might have to swim through a river of shit first.
She leans her head on his. They stay like that for a few moments.
Awesome.
Interior, Flying Monkey Hostel, Madrid. Simon stands in front of the wall of signatures staring at the "Leave your mark on this world." He finds Rosie's signature, a rose in the lower right-hand corner. Simon adds his name. Exterior, Flying Monkey Hostel, day. Pablo and Dayonare stand outside to see Simon off. Simon extends his hand out to Pablo.
Vaya con Dios, my friend.
Pablo ignores his hand and grabs Simon's face, kissing each cheek, Spanish style. Pablo proceeds to ruffle Simon's hair.
Be well, my friend. And don't work too hard on your homework. Stop and smell the roses once in a while.
Don't disappear, Simon Hubert.
Simon looks down at his feet. Dayonare grabs his face to look into his eyes.
You're a good friend. Do you hear me?
Simon hugs her.
Here.
Dayonare pulls out a necklace with a pink crystal hanging on the end.
This will protect you on your journey.
I don't know, it might clash with my other crystals.
Dayonare grabs him by the cheeks with one hand.
Don't hide your life behind your sarcasm.
I won't. Thank you.
Dayonare places it over his head.
Thank you.
They embrace again. Pablo wraps his arms around the both of them, a huge grin on his face. Simon walks down the cobblestone street as Pablo and Dayonare howl in the background. Interior, Metro, day. Simon pops a CD into his yellow disc band. Flashback, Super, 2000. Interior, Simon's bedroom. Adele knocks on the door, still in her business casual after what has clearly been a long day. Simon, playing Tony Hawk on his PlayStation, stares zombie-like into the screen.
Did you put the clothes in the dryer like I asked?
I forgot.
Simon,
I'll do it now.
I have to rewash them now. I asked you to do one thing. What have you been doing all day?
Nothing. I mastered a kickflip, but even that's not a satisfying accomplishment given that I've been playing for a little over 5 hours.
Turn it off.
Simon does as he's told.
I want you to go back to Dr. Mattis.
What? No. Why?
Because I see it. You're moping around this house all day. You barely leave this room. You might be depressed.
Oh, I'm definitely depressed.
Then we should go to Dr. Mattis.
I'm not going to Dr. Mattis.
Why not? You just admitted that you were depressed.
Because I'm not, like, chemically imbalanced, okay? I am depressed about the current state of my life. It's situational.
What does that mean?
My depression is situational, as in it is contingent upon my situation, which is currently me living at home, going to a shitty community college while everyone I know is away at school.
That's not fair. COD is a good school.
My English professor says irregardless.
Is that a problem?
Supposedly.
Adele collects herself.
If your father had...
Oh God, please don't start with this.
Adele collects herself.
What I mean is, I never anticipated a single income household for you.
I'm not mad at you, and I don't need to see a doctor. Please stop.
Let's talk to the financial aid office at Northwestern again. Maybe something has changed.
Okay,
I have that HR conference this weekend in Milwaukee.
great. Have fun.
I don't want you in this house all weekend alone. Is there something you can do?
Interior, Rosie's dorm, Eastern Illinois University. A colorful door flies open to reveal the faces of 3 giddy girls. They grab Simon and heave him inside.
Pubes!
Rosie throws her arms around Simon.
It does me well to see you. This be Jin.
Jin, 18, Korean, non-binary, wears a Run DMC shirt and backwards baseball hat.
Sup?
Nice to meet you.
Simon offers his hand. Jin grabs it and gives him a half hug, like a real G.
And this fair maiden be Lori Lancaster of the New England Lancasters.
Lori pushes Rosie aside.
You're such a ham, Rosie. Hey, Simon, give me a hug.
Simon hugs Lori.
Ah, I'm so excited. All my favorite people! We're going to the Wooden Nickel tonight for karaoke.
Oh, I don't have an ID.
Oh, but you do, my friend.
Rosie pulls a driver's license out of her pocket and hands it to Simon. A photo of an older Latino man stares back at him.
No.
Okay, before you freak out, just listen. I know the bouncer. He owes me a favor. Elward.
Miguel freaking Alvarez? Are you mental?
That's awesome.
He's 27, Rosie.
Jin puts her baseball hat on Simon, takes a look, then cocks it to one side.
Relax. All that matters is that it's real. Just trust me, Miguel.
You're buying all the drinks.
Everyone, my friend. Let's bounce.
Regulators!
Run up!
Exterior, Wooden Nickel bar. A large bouncer sits perched atop a stool as a line of college kids wait. Rosie cuts the line, whispers something to the bouncer, and is waved in with Jin and Lori.
ID.
Simon hands him the ID. The bouncer looks, shakes his head, and waves him in.
Gracias.
The crew bellies up to the bar and does a round of car bombs. Interior, Wooden Nickel bar later.
How's Adele?
She's swell.
Lie.
She thinks I'm depressed.
We're all depressed. You're still trying to transfer to Northwestern for junior year, right?
I'm looking into some scholarships. It costs a fortune.
And you can come stay with us anytime you need to. You know that, right?
Or I might just work at Blockbuster for the rest of my life. The jury's still out.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
They clink glasses.
Shawshank Redemption.
There's no other kind of redemption as far as I'm concerned.
The MC, an upperclassman, queen of the coffee house vibe, walks over to Rosie.
Rosie!
Hey!
You're on next. Who's this?
Oh, this is my BFF Simon. He's visiting for the weekend.
Hey, I'm Kira. Where'd you go?
Simon,
Film school. He's in film school.
Cool.
Kira heads back to the stage.
Next up, Rosie Murphy.
Rosie finishes her drink, then Simon's, and tops it off with a burp.
Break a leg.
Rosie jumps on stage and starts singing Ice, Ice, Baby. The crowd goes wild. Simon looks at Laurie and catches her smiling at Rosie in a way that suggests more than just friendship.
She's something, isn't she?
She most certainly is.
Rosie winks at Laurie from the stage.
Give it up for Ice Ice Baby!
The crowd cheers. Rosie makes her way through the sea of students to Laurie. They look like they might kiss, then stop themselves. Simon spies them covertly holding hands.
That was amazing. Did you hear everyone? Oh my God, you're going to be like famous on campus.
Rosie is all smiles until Derek, preppy, popped out of Ralph Lauren ad type, walks up.
Hey, Laurie. We're driving back to South Campus to play beer pong at the Delta Sig Lounge. You want a ride?
Laurie yanks her hand away from Rosie and instantly her entire demeanor changes.
Oh, right now?
Yeah?
Do you mind if I get a ride? It's a long way back in these shoes.
Oh, yeah. Just go for it.
A wasted gin walks up and throws her arms around Laurie and Rosie.
Sipping on gin and juice. We going?
Laurie's driving with Delta Sig.
Biatch!
I'll see you back in the room.
Rosie is crushed. Interior, dorm hallway, night. Simon and Rosie carry Jin home. Bryce, jockstrap of a human, walks out of his room next door.
Oh, wow, would you look at this? 201 girls finally bringing some D home. It's about time. What's your name, man?
Simon.
Ignore him.
Rosie fiddles with the keys while she and Simon try to hold Jin upright.
Hey, Simon, looks like you have one true thing tonight.
Jin sweeps her head over to look at Bryce.
You know your name is like they put brown and rice together. You brown rye guy.
Yeah, fortune cookie here is wet and ready. Not sure about rose petal.
Isn't there someone you should be date raping?
You can't rape the villain.
Who told you that? Your dad?
No, your mom.
Well, we should get off the subjects of mom, because I just got off of yours. Hey, maybe I am a lesbian?
Oh, you just got fried, brown rye. You fried, brown rye.
Jin laughs hysterically. Rosie finally pops the door open. Bryce stands in the hallway, speechless and horrified. Interior, dorm, night. Rosie glances at the clock. Still no Laurie. Rosie grabs a bottle of vodka.
Come on, Cubes. We're going for a walk.
Exterior, dorm, night. Rosie walks up to the window of the Kappa Sig lounge. She sees Laurie flirting with the guy. Exterior, park, late night. A very intoxicated Simon and Rosie stagger through the snowy park. Rosie throws a snowball at the back of Simon's head. He throws one back. She makes two horns on her head with her fingers, blows out of her nose and charges him.
Oh shit.
He tries to run, but she clobbers him. Exterior, park bench, later. Rosie and Simon share a cigarette.
I think you tore my rotator cuff.
While you mess with the ball, you get the horns.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fucking awesome.
Rosie has tears in her eyes.
I mean it. I know when you're upset. Is it Laurie?
Fucking Laurie.
Rosie starts crying.
I'm so fucked. I'm so fucked.
Rosie starts sobbing so hard she can barely catch her breath. Simon is at a loss.
Please tell me what's wrong.
I can't tell anyone. Ever.
Is it Bryce?
Fuck Bryce. I'm just so scared.
Scared of what?
That it's not going away. That my family won't love me when they find out I'm gay.
Simon grabs her and holds her.
It's okay. It'll be okay.
Rosie composes herself.
That's the thing I wanted to tell you in 10 years.
I was wondering.
I wanted you to know how much I thought about it, and every time I wanted to tell you, I got scared and promised to tell you in 10 years.
You're crazy, Rosie.
Did you know?
Rosie wipes her nose.
Not really. I don't know. Maybe.
I wanted to tell you. I didn't want it to be true. I still don't. But then I met Laurie, and it just felt so... And it just feels so amazing. Like the way it should feel with a guy.
So, is Laurie...
No, not really. Yes, I don't know. She says she's straight and that she just likes me, but now she's off with that pop-color fuckwit Derek.
Rosie takes a drag of her cigarette.
They'll all hate me, you know.
Forget those guys.
No, not them. My family.
Simon puts his arm around Rosie and lets her cry on him. Interior, Rosie's dorm, night. Rosie and Simon lay side by side in her twin bed. Rosie looks at the clock, 3:23 a.m. Laurie's bed is still empty. Rosie turns to face Simon, grabs his face and kisses him. Interior, Rosie's dorm, next morning. Simon wakes up, shirtless in bed. Rosie is gone. End of flashback. Interior, coffee shop, Edinburgh, day. Simon writes in his notebook as a large blue tour bus pulls up. Exterior, Scottish Highland Tours, day. Simon stands off to the side while groups of people wait to board 2 tour buses. Molly, 23, short, rosy cheeks, sweet smile, addresses the group.
Morning, lovely people. I'm Molly. This is Liam, and we'll be your guides to the beautiful Highlands today. Take a look at your ticket, and I'll tell you which bus you're on.
Shite. One of the bloody girls' bus. I'm going to see if we can change.
No, don't.
I'm not letting that tater-tot drive me around on these Highland roads in this massive bus.
Excuse me, sir. Couldn't help but hear your proclamation of disaster for your bus assignment. I'm happy to change it for you, but before I do, I'd like you to know I've been driving this here bus 6 days a week for the last 2 years. So that's like, what, 600 round trips? I know these roads like I know me own hand.
Simon smiles, impressed by both her confidence and her math. The man looks perplexed. Liam, early 20s, ginger, walks out of the building, belches, and adjusts his kilt.
Liam, on the other hand, has been with us for 6 weeks, and from the smell of him, he was at the pub until a few hours ago. So, whichever bus you choose, I suggest you get on it, because I run a tight schedule.
And with that, Molly hoists herself up onto the bus. The man and his wife stay in line for her bus. Interior, tour bus, day. Simon is the last person on the bus. All the seats are taken, except for the single seat up front next to Molly.
Hello, welcome aboard.
Hello?
Looks like you're my co-pilot today.
Goose to your Maverick.
Don't worry, I don't think we'll be needing the ejection button.
Just make sure I clear it first.
Molly laughs.
That got dark fast.
I love me a good pop culture reference.
Interior, tour bus later.
And on your left, you'll see us approaching the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Bonny means pretty and Loch meaning lake, so enjoy your time here at this pretty, pretty lake.
Exterior, Loch Lomond, day.
How long will you be in Scotland?
Just until tomorrow. I fly to Shannon in the morning.
But didn't you say you only just arrived to Scotland?
That's true.
You've only got 1 day in Scotland, are you mad?
I'm kind of on a mission.
Oh, a mission. I love it. An international man of mystery. Are you a spy? What kind of mission?
How much time do you have?
Molly looks at her watch.
38 minutes.
It's kind of a long story.
Well then out with it. 37 minutes.
Exterior, bench, day. 22 minutes later.
So I need to spread her ashes at Loch Lomond.
Holy hell!
Molly starts laughing, softly at first, then uproariously.
What is it?
Molly continues to laugh, tears start coming out of her eyes.
You flight suit, Swede!
Molly wipes her tears.
Very funny.
It's more than I can take, that image. It's gold. What a lad.
Sven?
No, you.
She pushes him gently.
What an amazing friend you are.
Well, I didn't really have a choice in the matter.
That's just it. That's why you're such an amazing friend. Because you did have a choice, and for you, you wouldn't entertain the alternative.
I guess I never thought of it like that.
And here you are again, proving my point for me.
They smile. Simon takes a little urn out of his backpack.
Oh, let me give you some privacy.
No, it's okay.
Simon walks over to the lake. Molly starts singing a beautiful tune in the background.
Here you go, Braveheart.
Exterior, Loch Lomond, later. Simon and Molly walk around the lake.
Where are you spending your 1 night in Scotland?
I'm staying at a hostel in Grassmarket.
Oh, you absolutely must go to the Mussel House in Grassmarket. It's world famous.
Well, if I must.
Reservations are hard to get last minute. The tour gets a discount. I can take you. Are you free tonight?
I am.
Great. Meet you there at 8 o'clock.
Wait, shouldn't I be asking you?
Oh, right. Go on then.
Molly pulls her shoulders back and brushes off her lap as if waiting for a formal proposal.
Miss Molly...
Kerr. Molly Kerr.
Miss Molly Kerr, would you do me the pleasure of joining me for...
Yes, Simon.
Hubert?
Yes, Simon Hubert, I accept.
Molly tries to stifle her excitement. which results in a half laugh, half snort.
Wow, what was that?
Oh, that's a Highland cow noise. It's part of the tour, cost extra, but I threw it in for you.
They walk down the street towards the bus. Simon intentionally swings around to stand between her and the street.
What was that?
What was what?
You, coming round to stand on the other side?
It's just something you're supposed to do. It's gentlemanly.
Just in case a carriage comes lying splash as mud on my hoop skirt? Is that it?
He smiles.
Something like that.
Did they send you to James Bond charm school?
Molly winks at him and pinches his arm. Interior, bus, day. Simon pulls out his Discman, pops in a CD and dozes off. Flashback. Interior, Rachel's car, night. An emo song plays on the radio as Rachel, 18, eyebrow ring, tattoos, total bad girl, and Rosie pass a joint back and forth. Rosie is drunk and high.
Just stay in my place.
I have to go in. I'm like 3 hours late.
So make it 4.
Rosie, clearly not into it, yanks her leg away.
Fuck, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just really fucked up and I need to go home.
Rachel starts the car.
Suit yourself.
Exterior, street, night. Rosie shuts the door to Rachel's Grand Am. Rachel peels away loudly. The front port light goes on.
Oh, here we go.
Marianne is standing at the door. She waits until Rosie is fully inside before she goes off.
Do you know what fucking time it is?
I'm sorry. We went to basketball game and we got lost. We didn't want to stop at a payphone.
Oh, for God's sake, Rosie, just stop lying.
We just lost track of time.
Marianne grabs Rosie's arm hard and swings her in front of her.
Ow, Mom!
You're drunk. What the hell is wrong with you?
I only had a beer at the game.
You're a goddamn liar.
Rosie, a mixture of anger and tears, is about to burst.
After everything I've done for you to put you through school, and then you get kicked out and come home drunk in the middle of the night.
Rosie holds her head in her hands.
You know what you are? You're selfish.
This line lands hard. Rosie looks up.
What did you call me?
Selfish. You're selfish.
Rosie shakes her head like she's trying to shake off that sentence.
I am not selfish.
Yes, you are.
I am not selfish.
Marianne is scared at the intensity.
What's wrong with you? Are you on drugs?
You don't get to call me selfish. Not after everything I spared you from.
Spared me? From what? From what?
From knowing that I'm gay.
Marianne is stunned.
Don't say that.
It's true, Mom.
Rosie holds her ground.
You can call me a liar. Fine. I lied to you. I lied to everyone. But you don't get to call me selfish. Not after I woke up every day and cried myself to sleep every night sick with this lie so that I could spare you. I am not selfish. I'm gay. And I can't lie about it anymore.
That's about the most selfish thing I've ever heard.
Marianne walks out of the room. We hear the sound of her grab her car keys.
Where are you going? Mom! Don't leave, please don't leave.
And then the sound of the door shutting. End of flashback. Exterior, Highland Tours, dusk. Passengers deboard the bus. Simon waits and watches Molly see off each and every one. The sexist passenger walks up to Molly and hands her a tip.
This was the best tour we've ever been on. You're an excellent woman driver.
Molly takes the money.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You were excellent female and male passengers.
The man smiles stupidly. Simon holds in a laugh.
I'll have to meet you at the restaurant. I have to go check my email.
You do that, Simon Hubert. Make sure to put on that bow tie. That's really camera. And I'll go rustle up my hoop skirt.
Interior, Internet Cafe, day. Simon has several unread emails from Dr. Spitznagel in his inbox.
Dear Simon, I needn't remind you that a pristine final draft of your submission is due to me on Monday.
Simon's head drops so hard and fast that he bangs on the computer monitor.
Shit.
Exterior, Muscle House, evening. Simon waits outside in the nicest outfit he could muster. Molly walks up, hair down, wearing makeup and a long dress. Simon is taken by her.
Wow, you look different. I mean, nice. You look very nice.
Ditto.
Molly gives a cute curtsy.
How'd you get here? Subway?
Simon opens the door for her.
I took the bus.
Did you drive it?
Interior, Muscle House, night. The quaint restaurant is crowded and lively. Simon and Molly sit at a small table feasting on platters of seafood.
So is that your dream? Academia? Academic writing?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
Well, what are you enthusiastic about?
I'm not sure, really.
My grandmom used to say that. She'd say because enthusiasm comes from the Greek word entheos, which means in God. So when you're enthusiastic, you're in God. Have I spooked you?
No, not at all.
Molly puts a delectable bite of food in her mouth.
This was just heavenly.
There is no greater love than the love of food.
Sir Francis Bacon.
Simon's eyebrows raise in surprise.
It sure is.
Molly taps her temple, still chewing.
You're so smart.
Try not to sound so surprised. Also, his surname is Bacon.
No, that's not meant to be offensive. It's just that
That I drive a bus full of large tourists through the Highlands.
189 times a year.
I started university, but my dad has dementia, and he got laid off, and my mom cares for him. So I have to go to work full time.
That sounds like a lot.
It is, but we make do. I love my family, and I'd do anything for them. So, I do this for now. I just try to stay positive.
I don't know how people can be so positive.
Smile at the world, and the world smiles back.
Mary Wollstonecraft Jennings.
Wow. Now, I'm impressed. How do you know that song? It's ancient.
We're friends.
What? You and Mary Wollstonecraft Jennings?
We are.
Sort of.
Quick cuts. Simon and Molly laughing at the restaurant, walking down the street, cheersing at a pub. She looks at him dreamily. Simon smiles. They do a shot with the rugby team. Interior, pub, later. Simon and Molly huddle together at the bar. Clearly, many drinks later.
So, Molly Kerr,
Simon stares into her big blue eyes. She stares back, swooning.
what's your dream? What makes you feel in Theos?
Oh, that's easy. I've known mine for some time.
Well, let's have it.
Molly lowers her head in her voice, as if she is about to dispense top secret information. Simon leans in and then she says,
Marketing.
Marketing?
Marketing.
The band plays a slow song. Molly looks at him. He can tell she wants to dance. Simon looks at the sparse dance floor and then offers his hand to Molly. She is giddy.
I have to warn you, there isn't an ounce of rhythm in my entire being.
No mind. You don't need rhythm to slow dance.
No?
No. You just need to sway confidently.
Sway confidently.
Yep. You're doing great. Sway confidently and let the woman lead.
Molly lifts his arm and twirls underneath. When she spins in, they are face to face.
I think you've got it.
Flashback. Simon and Adele sit at the kitchen table. Simon pushes food around on his plate as an episode of Friends plays in the background.
I can take you to JCPenney tomorrow on my lunch break to get you some new clothes for school.
Simon looks down at his shirt.
No thanks, I'm good.
So I ran into Marianne Murphy today.
And?
Have you talked to Rosie recently?
If by recently you mean in the last 5 months, then no, I haven't talked to her recently.
Did you guys have a falling out?
Couldn't tell you.
Well, Marianne told me that Rosie went on a trip.
How nice. Where to?
Spain. She left for Spain about a week ago. Apparently she left Eastern and is doing some study abroad program. I don't know exactly. Marianne didn't seem happy about it.
Simon clenches his jaw.
May I be excused?
Simon?
I need some air.
Simon runs outside and sprints down the streets of suburbia. He runs as hard and as fast as he can until he can't breathe anymore. End of flashback. Exterior, street of Edinburgh, night. Simon and Molly walk down the cobblestone streets of Edinburgh. Simon has his arm around her shoulder.
Simon.
Molly unwraps his hands and stands in front of him. His cheeks are red. He is happy and drunk.
Yes, Miss Kerr, marketing executive extraordinaire.
I'm so happy to have met you.
I'm the happy one. I mean the lucky one.
Molly giggles.
You know what I mean. You're so...
She waits with bated breath.
good.
Good. Well, that's every girl's dream to hear from a handsome bloke.
Shit, why can't I talk? I mean you're just so pleasant to be around.
Pleasant to be around. Well, we'd better cool our jets. This is getting downright erotic.
I can't speak.
Then don't.
Simon looks at her, then leans and kisses her. Tenderly at first, then passionately.
Wow,
Simon smiles.
that was pleasant.
They both laugh and kiss again. Exterior, park bench, dawn. The sun starts to come up on Edinburgh. Simon and Molly sit on a bench. Simon's arms around a sleepy Molly.
I have to get going.
Well, I'll take you.
No, please. It's just a block to the stop. I want you to sit here and watch the sun come up on the castle.
Simon hesitates.
We can go to my hostel.
Molly is tempted.
I'm going to get home to my mum and dad.
Simon stands and they hug. She tears up.
Safe travels tomorrow, or today. You will fulfill your promise, you will finish your submission, and it'll be grand.
All right, you.
Okay.
And I hope to see you again.
Molly puts her fingers on his mouth.
No more words. I don't want the word pleasant to be the last thing I hear you say.
They kiss again. Molly walks away.
Molly Kerr, I think you're fucking beautiful.
She turns and smiles a huge smile and keeps walking. Exterior, Dublin Street, phone booth, night. Rain falls on the phone booth as Simon dials numbers from a phone book.
Hi, I was wondering if you had any boat rentals or tours that go to Skilling Rock tonight?
Laughter comes out of the phone.
Or tomorrow in the morning? How about a boat rental?
Quick cuts. Simon makes several more calls. He slams his hand against the wall.
God damn it!
Simon tries to read a map under an old-fashioned light post. He's exhausted and lost. He looks left and right, trying to read signs that are half in Gaelic. A car rolls by and splashes water onto his feet.
Oh, hell.
We hear singing and riff-raff in the distance. 3 disheveled punks round the corner. Simon folds the map quickly and stuffs it into his pocket.
Hi, can we help you, son?
The thug sways drunkenly. Simon continues walking.
Yeah, where you going?
I'm just taking a walk.
Oh, we have an American boys. Tell me, what are the girls like in America? Do they suck?
The thug grabs his junk.
A walk, a little 1 a.m. walkabout, with a huge sack on. Must have some pretty valuable stuff in that knapsack if you're walking with it in the middle of the night.
Nope, not really, just a bunch of dirty clothes.
You've been traveling, have ya? I bet you got lots of cash in there for your travels. And traveler's checks. Yeah, Mum and Dad wouldn't let you go traveling around Europe without a fat load of their cash.
The thugs take a step closer. Simon stops. He looks at all 3 of them.
I do. I have cash, and I have a feeling you guys are going to take it from me, so I'm happy to give it to you.
He pulls off his pack and then puts up his hands.
Just let me find my wallet, and I will give you fellas all the cash you want.
The thugs look confused. Simon rifles through his bag. We see the urn, his clothes, his submission, but no wallet.
What the fuck?
Oh boy, now don't go playing with me. You'll piss me off.
No, my wallet, it's gone.
Oh, my wallet is gone!
Simon looks in every compartment. His wallet is gone.
Alright, now I'm fucking angry.
Thug 2 pulls out a switchblade.
Alright, wanker, hand over the bag.
Oh, no, I can't. There's nothing worth anything in here.
Then hand it over if it ain't worth nothing.
Not worth anything to you, I can't.
A thug punches Simon in the face. It only takes 1 to knock him down. Simon holds his bag close to his body. All 3 thugs kick him. 1 thug tries to pry it out of his clutches. Simon bites his hand. This enrages the thugs, and he delivers a swift kick to Simon's head. The thugs take off with his backpack, his submission, and the last of Rosie's ashes. When Simon comes to, he hoists himself up, holding his side. The street is still empty. He tries to scream, but it hurts his side. He weeps. Flashback. Super. 2000. Exterior, Hep's Pharmacy, Hinsdale. Day. Marianne Murphy and Rosie, who look a little different, older, walk up to the pharmacy door.
I'll wait out here.
Marianne gives her a suspicious look.
What? I'm not exactly a flight risk.
Fine, don't wander off, and no smoking.
The second, Mrs. Murphy is out of sight. Rosie lights a cigarette. We see a hospital bracelet on her wrist. She takes in the quaint downtown of her childhood when she spots something. It's Simon walking out of the deli across the street.
Simon!
Simon looks up. It takes him a minute to process. He heads in the opposite direction at a clip. Rosie takes off after him. Screech! A car almost hits Rosie.
Simon!
She's struggling for breath. Simon looks over her shoulder and sees Rosie on her hands and knees in the middle of the street.
Rosie!
Simon runs over to her. Mrs. Murphy walks out of the pharmacy and rushes to her daughter's side.
Oh my God, are you okay? I'm calling an ambulance.
I'm fine.
Simon sees her bracelet.
I'm fine. Seriously, chill. I'm just winded.
Rosie looks at Simon.
Does me well to see you.
Simon, help me get her to the car.
Simon helps, places her weak body into the car. Simon stands not sure what to do. Mrs. Murphy gives him a look that says, get in the car. Interior, Rosie's house, night. The door closes on a sleeping Rosie. Interior, kitchen, night.
It's called non-Hodgkin lymphoma. She started feeling sick in Ireland. We flew her home immediately. She's only been here a few days. I know she was going to call you.
What does this mean?
It means she has cancer.
She needs to have chemo?
It means...
Marianne starts to break down.
She needs a lot of things.
Interior, Rosie's room, day. Simon sits next to Rosie's bed, chomping on his thumbnail.
Whoa, easy. Save some for dessert. Ew, that was such a bad dad joke. Pretend I never said it.
Why didn't you answer my calls?
Hey, no, how are ya? How's life?
Why didn't you answer any of my calls or emails?
Do we really have to do this now?
Yes, we do. Because this question has been pinballing around in my brain nonstop for 5 months, and you are the only person who can answer it. Answer me. Why did you stop talking to me?
Simon is starting to get angry.
Please, Simon, don't be angry with me right now.
Oh, no, this is not anger. This is confusion. This is what happens when someone fucks with your brain and it goes untreated for months. Why wouldn't you talk to me? You kissed me. You freaked out. You fucking left and you didn't talk to me.
Rosie starts crying.
I'm sorry, I can't explain it.
You moved to another country, you asshole. And I've had to find out from my mom. You have to explain it.
I can't explain. All I could do was run.
What are you talking about? What did I do wrong?
You didn't do anything wrong. It was all me. It's the worst fucking thing I've ever done, okay? It's just so fucked up. I was ashamed of how fucked I was and I couldn't face you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I did that to you. School was hell, then I got suspended.
For what?
Assaulting another student.
Brown, right?
Yep.
In what way did you assault him?
Well, I threw a full Keystone light at his head.
You did what?
Yeah, I know. It's embarrassing, but Keystone was all I could afford.
He gives her a look. Now is not the time for jokes.
How bad?
Well, 4 stitches. Those guys made my life hell. Lori didn't want anything to do with me after that. She started dating Derek. I was so depressed I couldn't call you because I hated myself for what I did to you. To us, I dropped out.
You dropped out of school?
And came out to my mother's, so it was a nightmare.
That sucks.
Anyway, she made me feel like a freak, so I bought a ticket to Spain, and maybe I was worried you would talk me out of going, or I don't know. I'm not proud of how I left, but I didn't know any other way. I never meant to hurt you, Simon.
I don't see how you just stopped talking to your best friend.
Makes you feel any better? I think the withdrawals gave me cancer.
End of flashback. Exterior, Dublin Street, night. Simon limps to a red phone booth. He places a collect call to his mother.
Simon.
Hello? Hello?
Simon whimpers.
Honey, is that you? Are you okay? Talk to me.
I failed.
You what? You fell? Oh my God, are you okay?
I failed. I need you. I need you to send money. I need money to...
Simon, I can't hear you.
I failed.
You sailed? Honey, we have a terrible connection.
Bang, bang, bang. Simon, startled, drops the receiver. It's one of the thugs. He slaps something on the glass. Rosie's mass card. Simon picks up the dangling phone.
I'm fine, Mom. Everything's okay. I'll call you back.
He hangs up and opens the door.
Is your sister?
Best friend.
Was those her ashes?
Yes.
Simon opens his mouth to speak.
They broke it. The urn.
Simon grabs his knees and leans over.
My mommy's in one of those. An urn.
Simon is trying to catch his breath. The thug digs in his pocket and pulls out a pack of cigarettes. He offers it to Simon.
No, I don't smoke.
I saved as much as I could. It was hard because the street was wet.
Simon opens the pack. It's full of ashes. Simon lets out a yelp of relief. He throws his arms around the thug and hugs him tight.
All right.
Thank you. And the bag, there were papers?
The thug shakes his head.
It's all gone. At least they didn't get your money.
What?
There was no wallet, no checks, nothing.
Simon is confused, and then he lifts up his shirt to reveal his money belt. He opens it. Passport, cash, traveler's checks. The thug smiles to reveal a mouthful of crooked teeth.
Hey, that's some James Bond shit right there, mate. Anyway, cheers.
Hey, any idea where McNally's pub is?
McNally's. It's just up there, 2 blocks.
Flashback. Interior, Rosie's hospital room day. Rosie lays in a hospital bed, head shaved, tubes coming out of everywhere.
I'm going to fucking die here, in this room, in this hospital, in the fucking suburbs.
Simon is silent.
Cancers like yours have a 2% survival rate.
So miracles can happen? Is that what you're saying? I didn't take you for a miracles guy.
Statistical anomalies happen, and if they happen to anyone, it's you.
Simon hesitates, then reaches out and grabs Rosie's hand.
Simon,
Yeah.
I would die for a cigarette and a cool beer.
Simon's eyebrow raises. He has an idea. Interior, hospital, day. Simon walks in with a paper bag and pulls out a beer.
They'll never take our freedom!
Rosie holds up a frail arm. Simon maneuvers around the wires and cords, trying to figure out how to disconnect her.
Dude, I don't think we can unplug anything. Oh my god, what if you did and I died?
Rosie laughs, but it clearly hurts.
Not funny.
Simon surveys the situation further.
It's like the Gordian knot.
Who's Gordon?
The Gordian knot. It's an ancient metaphor for problem solving.
Ancient metaphor? Simon, I'm literally on the strongest painkillers known to men.
When faced with a seemingly impossible problem, a huge knot, for example, sometimes the best solution is the most simple one. Just cut the knot down the middle.
Oh, you're gonna cut my cords. Super.
Interior, hospital hallway, night. Simon guides Rosie down the hall, a massive network of cords and machines in tow. They sneak past the nurse's station. Rosie can't make it all the way outside, so they stop in an empty waiting room and throw open a window.
Here?
Looks like our best option.
You're turning into a real rebel in your old age. I like it.
Simon pushes up the window. A burst of cold air comes in. They both hang the top halves of their bodies out the window. We see a sliver of Rosie's butt cheek peeking out from under her robe.
You okay?
Yeah. A little drafty.
Rosie tries unsuccessfully to light her cigarette. Simon lights it for her. Rosie takes a drag and immediately starts coughing.
What are you gonna do about school?
I have to interview for my scholarship in August.
Promise me you'll go back to school. Promise me.
Okay, when you get better, I'll go back to school.
Rosie takes another drag and coughs uncontrollably. This isn't how they planned.
They gave me some morphine last night.
And?
I thought I was gonna have like awesome dreams. It just knocked me out.
Morpheus, the Greek god of sleep.
Who the hell knows this shit? You're like a computer.
One day we'll all have computers that'll know everything.
Rosie laughs.
No, we won't.
Do you want the beer?
Rosie looks at her cigarette for a long time, then flicks it into the night air.
Nah. I just wanted to know I could. Do you believe in heaven? Or like, do you think your body just dies and it's like you sleep for eternity?
There's a growing body of research around people who had near-death experiences that claim to have journeyed to another place.
Mm. I didn't ask for a scientific study. Do you believe there is more out there after?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, if there is, I'll send you a sign, okay? That way you'll have your damn evidence.
Okay.
Simon?
Yeah.
Rosie pukes half out the window.
I'm gonna puke.
End of flashback. Interior, McNally's pub, Killarney, Ireland. Night. Simon leaps into the raucous pub. Bridget McNally, a large red-headed woman, stands behind the bar.
Excuse me, are you Mrs. McNally, Mrs. Bridget McNally?
Bridget looks Simon up and down, amused.
No one's called me Mrs. McNally in a donkey's ear.
My name's Simon. I'm a friend of Rosie. Rosemary Murphy.
Speak up, son. I'm deaf in me one ear.
Rosemary Murphy, I'm her friend.
You don't need to scream your head off, son. Sweet Rosie, you say. Did she do that to your face? I reckon she has a dinner. Bernie, a pint for the little Rosie's friend.
Bernie, 60s, lame on his left side, begins the arduous process of pouring Simon a beer.
How's that little pistol? I have to say we miss the likes of her around here. When's she coming back? I've got her last paycheck around here somewhere.
Bridget slaps a towel over her shoulder and starts rifling through papers behind the bar.
She passed away.
Come again.
Bridget cups her good ear.
She passed away.
Bridget returns with the beer.
Rosie's dead.
Bernie makes a sign of the cross. Bridget sits with it a second and makes a fist. Death doesn't make her sad, it makes her angry.
Fucking Christ. She's a baby, just a baby.
In Terre, McNally's pub, after hours. Bridget slams 2 shot glasses on the bar, opens a bottle of brown liquor and pours.
Is that McClellan's 12th?
You know your whiskey. She was always trying to steal a nip from the top shelf, little Rosie.
Bridget raises the glass.
Ever had it?
Once.
May the road rise to meet her. May the wind be ever at her back. May the sunshine warm upon her face. Oh, fuck it.
Bridget drains her shot. Simon forces his down. Bernie limps over to Simon.
I'm sorry for your loss. Good night, Bridget.
Get home safe, my love. I'll see you in the morning. He's my brother. Have you any siblings?
No, I'm an only child. You?
Oh, there's 8 of us, including me. 5 boys and 3 girls. Megan's jealous of Kate. Johnny can't stand Connor. Liam owes Bernard money. Daddy doesn't speak to me for reasons neither of us can remember. Something about a goat, I think. I can't remember. But we're family. And you know what connects us all?
Love.
No, drinking.
She pours them another shot.
Can I ask what happened with the goat?
I can hardly remember. It's been so many years. We had a feral goat near the house. Sheila, we called her. I knew it was Sheila because I'd seen her 100 times. And so when Danny said it couldn't be Sheila, that Sheila was way too old, he went up and tried to count the rings in her horns, as you do, and she bucked him so hard it knocked his teeth out.
When did that happen?
10, 12 years ago, I reckon. What about you?
Me?
Your goat story.
I don't have a goat story.
Come now, everyone's got a goat story.
Sorry, I don't have one.
Well, that's bad luck, not having a goat story. What else was it you have to do with Rose's ashes in Killarney?
Simon looks at the clock. His eyes well up. He's not going to make it. He puts his head in his hands.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologise for your tears, least of all to me. I worked in this bar my whole life, and I know a thing or two about what drives a man to drink.
What?
They try to shove all their feelings down so deep they don't have to feel them. So then they come here, and they drink themselves pissed, and guess what?
What?
They end up just like you right now. Maybe put their fist in a wall, or maybe in the man sitting next to them, but at some point, they all end up like you are now, crying at this here bar, crying about their wife, their dead mothers, their mistresses, their business. I swear I've heard more confessions than Father Mullaney.
Why do you think that is?
Simple. Pain. We all have our pain, and pain demands to be felt. I learned about that the hard way. Years ago, I had a son. When he was 9, he was in a car accident and he died. Bernie was driving.
I'm so sorry. Is that why he's...
Lame on one side, yes. I was so angry. Angry at God, angry at Bernie, angry at me. But in the end, you can't outrun the pain. Best to just look it in the eye and do your best to let yourself feel it, and then walk through it like a morning mist.
Try.
Don't you dare tell anyone. It'll put me out of business. Say, what do you have to do with the rest of Rose's ashes in Killarney?
I'm supposed to sprinkle the last of her ashes at Skilling Rock, but I couldn't get a boat out until day after tomorrow, and I have to fly back home to Dublin tomorrow, from Dublin tomorrow.
All you need is a boat ride to Skilling Rock.
There are no boats. I checked, and my train for Dublin leaves in 6 hours.
Well, why the hell didn't you say so sooner?
She drains another shot and slaps Simon on his back.
I'll take you to Skilling Rock right fucking now.
Bridget lets out a belch. Exterior, dock, night. Bridget and Simon board a little fishing dinghy named Finnegan's Wake.
Off we go. May the sea lie smooth beneath us.
Bridget navigates a little fishing dinghy across a dark, choppy seas. Simon is visibly seasick.
Smooth seas never made a good sailor.
Bridget finds it exhilarating. Simon throws up the 12-year-old scotch over the side of the boat.
All you Americans are the same. You're all soft, no sea legs, can't hold your drink.
Exterior, Skilling Rock, dawn. The sun is starting to come up. Seagulls swarm around Little Rock Island. Simon takes out the cigarette pack. Bridget stands behind him, head down solemnly.
Well, this is it.
He raises the pack.
Thank you. Thank you for...
And then, whoosh, a seagull swoops down and snatches the pack right out of Simon's hand. Simon and Bridget stare, stunned as the seagull flies into the distance.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Simon is still in shock. Bridget laughs. The more she thinks about it, the harder she laughs. Simon joins in. They roll on the ground, delirious with laughter. Simon lies on his back and looks up at the sky. Flashback. Interior hospital room, day. Beep, beep, beep. The sound of Rosie's heart monitor. Simon is writing. A Cubs game plays on the TV. Mrs. Murphy is asleep on her chair. Rosie, a gray-skinned and bald, is asleep. Interior hospital hallway, day. Simon gets up and walks down the hall to the restroom. He stops at an old-school soda machine. Interior, Rosie's hospital room, day. Rosie's heart monitor starts to beat erratically. Mrs. Murphy wakes up and runs over to her. Interior, hospital hallway, day. Simon digs in his pocket for change. He pops 75 cents into the machine. An orange soda comes out. Interior, Rosie's hospital room, day. 2 nurses come flying in. They move Mrs. Murphy away from Rosie. Interior, restroom, day. Simon washes the top of the soda can and then his hands. He takes extra care to get them very clean. Interior, Rosie's hospital room, day. The doctor is there now. He is holding 2 paddles in his hands. He shocks Rosie's chest. Interior, restroom, day. Simon splashes water on his face. He stares at himself in the mirror. Interior, Rosie's hospital room, day. The doctor shocks Rosie's chest again. Her monitor is flatlined. Rosie is gone. Mrs. Murphy breaks down at her bedside. Interior, hospital hallway, day. Simon sees the doctor and nurses leaving Rosie's room. Mrs. Murphy is sobbing at her bedside. Simon drops the can. Orange soda pools at his feet. End of flashback. Exterior, boat harbor, morning. Bridget ties up the boat. Thick clouds gather overhead.
Congratulations.
Simon looks at her confused.
Mission accomplished.
She slaps Simon hard in the back. It starts raining again. Simon opens up his arms and lets the rain hit him a la Shawshank Redemption. He smiles.
We've got an hour until your train. Let's make one last stop.
I can't have another drink.
Bridget and Simon walk into the tattoo shop. Interior, Bridget's truck. Day. An exhausted Simon tries to sleep while Bridget sings old Irish songs.
Here we are.
I don't know how to thank you.
No need. You come back and see us one day. And take this.
Bridget hands Simon an envelope.
Rose's last 2 paychecks. Spend them on something that makes you happy, I hear. And give Mum my sympathies.
I will. Thank you.
They hug.
Oh, you're ripe, son.
I know. I need a shower.
Soak your pits up in the restroom.
And I'll work on my goat story.
Bridget smiles.
You do that, Simon. You smell like a goat, but that doesn't make for a good story.
Bridget gives a double honk as she drives away. Exterior, internet cafe, day. Simon checks his email. In his inbox, he has a message from Rosie, entitled Last Stop.
Emily Dupart, Santa Monica, California.
What, no address?
Simon compulsively checks and rechecks the email.
Oh, shit.
Simon Googles Emily Dupart. He finds an address for her work, a meditation studio. Interior, airport, day. Simon races to the ticket counter.
I need to change my flight.
Where to?
Los Angeles.
Interior, plane, day. Simon listens to his yellow Discman. The woman next to him holds her nose. He opens a fresh notebook and starts writing. Exterior, Den Meditation Studio, Los Angeles, day. A jet-lagged Simon stares up at the sign. 10 healthy Angelinos walk past. Interior, Den Meditation Studio, Los Angeles, day.
Hi, I'm looking for Emily.
Her 12:30 is just about to start. Mindfulness, right? The first class is free.
Simon removes his shoes and walks into the candlelit room. He takes a seat on a cushion in the back. Emily, here early 20s, Zen, sits at the front of the class on a cushion in perfect meditation posture.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get started. I'm Emily. Is there anyone here new to meditation?
Simon reluctantly raises his hand.
Welcome. We're happy to have you. I'll lead you through the guided portion of the class. Close your eyes. Connect with your breath. Take a moment to reflect.
Simon closes his eyes. He has flashbacks of he and Rosie when they were young. Her face on the dock, her face in the hospital, dancing at Webb's bar, Mary Walsdorf Jennings, dancing with Dayonare and Pablo, skydiving, Molly, getting mugged, Bridget's boat.
Thank you for coming.
The rest of the class is walking out. Simon wipes a tear from his cheek.
Sorry, I didn't want to disturb you.
No, I'm sorry. How long was this class?
30 minutes.
Wow.
Well, I hope to see you here again.
Actually, I didn't come for the class. Rosie sent me.
Emily perks up at the sound of her name.
Rosie?
Yeah, I'm Simon. I'm her.
Hughes. You're her Hughes.
Interior, Emily's apartment, Santa Monica, day. Simon sits at the kitchen table in the beachfront apartment, looking at photographs. Emily is digging through the fridge.
Can I get you something to drink? A beer?
Oh, God, no. I mean, no, thank you.
I get it. How long have you been sober?
12 hours-ish.
Emily laughs.
I see. Tea then?
Please.
Simon looks at a picture of Rosie and Emily on a beach somewhere.
Barcelona. We both got so sunburned we could barely move.
So, you guys, how long were you?
Just a few months. But it was special.
Emily tears up and turns her gaze from the photo to the window.
She started feeling really weak. I took her to the doctor in Killarney and then to a specialist in Dublin. She swore it was treatable.
Emily wipes her tears.
I wanted to come back with her to the States, but her mother was her mother, and who was I?
Emily takes a sip of her tea.
Of course. She said that me being there would only make it harder. Besides, where would I stay? I get it. The last thing I wanted to do was make it harder for her, but
Emily breaks down.
I should have been there. I should have never listened to her. I should have been with her.
Emily, I'm so sorry. I wish I had known.
Emily composes herself and then looks at Simon. She notices his necklace.
I like your necklace.
What?
Rose.
Simon looks down at his crystal.
What?
Quartz. This is rose quartz. It's a protection stone.
Simon smiles.
I guess it is. So, the emails, how did she convince you to do that?
Emails? What emails?
The emails from Rosie's Hotmail with the instructions about where to go and spread her ashes.
What are you talking about? I got an email from Rosie after she died, but I've never sent anything from her account. How could I?
Wait, so you weren't the one sending the instructions? Well, if it wasn't you, then who would have?
Flashback. Interior, Murphy House. Rosie's bedroom, night. Rosie sits on a hospital bed hooked up to machines. She is bald and thin. She is scribbling away on a notepad. A map of Europe lays spread out on her lap. Her mother enters with her breakfast tray.
Aye. You need anything?
Yeah, Mom. I need something.
End of flashback. Interior, Emily's apartment. Day. Simon and Emily sit stunned.
Marianne. Oh my God, it was her this whole time.
Wow.
Emily laughs and shakes her head.
Rosemary Murphy, or something else.
Think about that. Imagine those two working on this together.
This comforts both of them.
I'm happy she had that. I'm happy she had you. And that I got to meet you.
Interior, plain, day. Simon mouths the number of his seat to himself.
It's 28C. 28C.
It looks as if the seat might be empty. When he gets to his row, he looks down to see an adorable little girl in a Mickey Mouse hat. Simon sits down and fastens his seatbelt. He turns to the little girl.
Hi, I'm Simon. Simon Hubert.
The little girl giggles. Simon opens his notebook and starts writing. Interior, O'Hare Airport, day. Simon sprints through the crowded airport. Exterior, airport arrivals, day. Simon almost gets hit by 2 cars as he runs towards his mother's Volvo. Adele watches in shock. Simon jumps in.
Hi, Mom. Go.
Oh my goodness, look at your beard!
It's stubble, Mom. Go. I need to be there in 45 minutes.
I will get us there, honey, even if I have to speed. Don't you worry.
Cut to interior, Volvo, day. They are in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Simon plays nervously with his notebook.
Do you have your submission?
Yes?
Where's your backpack?
Mom, we can't miss this.
Adele gets a determined look on her face.
No, we cannot.
Adele peels out and starts speeding up the shoulder. Exterior, northwestern, day. Adele screeches into the parking lot. Simon jumps out and flies up the stairs.
Good luck, honey!
Interior, northwestern hall, day. Simon, wearing a McNally's pub t-shirt, enters a large wooden hall with an Ivy League air. Dr. Spitznagel is seated in the center of a long table of stuffy professor types.
Excuse me, but this is a closed meeting.
This is my nominee, Simon Hubert.
Simon slams a stack of paper on the table. The title reads, Circle of Illumination by Simon Hubert.
What's this?
A story.
Simon walks out. Dr. Spitznagel is clearly furious. The professor next to him, a woman, opens the first page and starts reading.
Each friend represents a world in us, a world possibly not born until they arrive, and it is only by this meeting that a new world is born, Anais Nim. Every person you meet illuminates a part of you that did not exist before you met them. This is my story of illumination.
Exterior, Murphy House, afternoon. Marianne Murphy sits on a wicker rocking chair on her porch, a glass of white wine in her hand. Simon's Volvo pulls into the driveway.
Would you look at this?
She takes in all of Simon as he plops down the chair next to her.
Mrs. Murphy?
Call me Marianne.
Never.
Marianne smiles weakly.
How was your trip?
Illuminating.
Marianne stares into the distance. She's clearly still grieving.
Did you jump out of an airplane?
I did, with a 200-pound Swedish man strapped to my ass.
Marianne covers her smile, like she's not allowed to laugh.
You didn't.
Oh, I did. We did.
It could have been worse. She originally wanted you to run with the bulls. It took me 2 days to talk her out of that one. Your mom probably wants to kill me.
What she doesn't know won't hurt her.
I can't ask you to lie to your mother.
Let's just say it's quid pro quo for sparing me the goring.
Marianne looks down for a moment.
How do you forgive yourself for wasting time?
I think the better question is, what would your daughter want you to do now?
This satisfies Marianne more than she expected. She takes a sip of her wine.
What was her life like?
Marianne bites back an avalanche of emotion.
Really beautiful.
Marianne lets out a sigh, groan.
Tell me about it.
Quick cuts. Simon recounts his travels. Marianne listens intently, covers her mouth, laughs uproariously. Simon reenacts the seagull snatching the ashes. Marianne puts a hand on her heart. Interior, Simon's room, day. Simon stands in his doorway, taking in the features of his room. It all looks different now. Interior, shower, day. The water rushes over Simon as he takes a much-needed shower, and it's here that he finally cries. Interior, Simon's bedroom, day. Simon throws himself on his bed, too exhausted to put on clothes or covers. Simon's inbox dings. We see messages from Dayonare, Mary, and Molly.
Simon, Dr. Spitznagel called. You got the
Adele walks in and sees her son, face down, naked on the bed.
scholarship. Did you get a tattoo?
Adele cocks her head to the side.
Is that a goat?
Yeah, probably.
The end.